You're watching SBA Today. With all the latest news, stories, and advice, here are your hosts, Paul Long and Tanya Mazurek.
Welcome to SBA Today, presented by Res Title, your SBA title experts for the week of June 16th. I am Paul.
And I'm Tanya. And let's jump into the news. Paul.
Yeah. So, hey, one thing, there's sometimes in SBA lending, you kind of just get kind of slapped upside the head and you're like, hey, didn't you know that? Duh. I had one of those moments this week, and I just wanted to have that duh moment with everybody else because something's telling me I could possibly not be just the only one. And that is, did you know that EIDL subordinations, okay, we all know those, need to be done by the borrower and not the lender? If it's done by the lender, they won't respond. Did you know that?
No.
Okay, see? Okay, good. I'm so glad.
I didn't know that.
And so anytime they see the lender, they will actually, like I had a situation, apparently this has been going on since like March. And I'm like, I don't know how I missed that. But just so you know, EIDL borrowers can go into their MyPortal and request that subordination, or they can send an email directly to the EIDL subordination email box. Ooh. Now you know the rest of the story.
What's funny is I don't do the back office stuff, right? I don't do the servicing. So I have an excuse for not really knowing that, Paul. However, Mr. I think you're actually blonde in another life. You do. And I can say that because I'm blonde.
And
so I didn't know that. All right. Now, this next one, guys, this is gonna fire up some stuff, right?
Baby.
I saw this and I'm like, oh my God. like we didn't see this coming. I mean, come on, right? Anyway, SBA is looking at broker fees, broker fees. And so it begins. Anyway, it's just a matter of time, right, Paul? So the bill mandates, let's just get into it. The bill mandates that the SBA submit an annual report to Congress, and it's going to detail the number and types of 7A agents assisting loan applicants. And okay, an agent, guys, means a person who provides covered services on behalf of a lender or applicant. Really? All right. Well, Paul, bring up the next one, buddy.
No, incidents. Sorry, squirrel. Incidences of fraud loans involved in these agents. So agents are, of course, those who give assistance in completing the application for a loan under the 7A. They're a broker, referral services, etc. That one's going to be interesting, as Rachel said.
I have so much on that. Paul. You have no idea. We won't even be able to have time to get into all that today. Anyway, so the SBA loan purchase rate where agents were involved, all that. Anyway, referral fees paid to agents and whether paid by applicants or lenders, interest rates on loans facilitated by agents, and communication practices between the SBA and 7A agents.
This was a matter of time, and I am so curious more than anything. Okay, I work with a bunch of great brokers. There's a lot of great brokers, and I will even say the majority of brokers out there are good. However, there are some that are a challenge, and I think we've all run into them before. And so I think what they're starting to do is starting to do their research, and as Mr. Ray Drew says, they're making a list and checking it twice. And we're definitely going to know who's naughty or nice. The government is coming for you.
Look at go ahead. Look at what they're doing. My question, and I'm sure yours and everybody else's too, is who are they looking at, right? Because I don't think people really get all the people that can come into play when it comes to SBA loans that are helping these borrowers and those businesses. The business plan services, the CPAs, accounting services, commercial realtors, business brokers, loan brokers. Come on, man.
But I think that's the second step of this.
Yeah.
I think there's.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this is just checking.
The
this
first step
kind of
is
what's out there.
If we're charging a fee, or if there's a fee being assessed by the lender or the borrower has to pay, we need to find out those brokers who are getting paid to have, crappy loans. Feel free to beat me out. And we need to know, because those people are what's hurting the program and the subsidy.
Well, Paul, I think it's further than that, because I don't think it's strictly just but I think it's both parties of who's paying for these things, not just if the business is paying for it, but what about if the lender is paying for it?
Well, yeah, I mean, sure. And again, many lenders pay the fee, but again, I think it's a matter of whom, right?
Well, that's what I mean. But if lenders are paying referral fees, or let's say us, right? Us as SBA brokers or SBA loan officers or whatever. What about us? Say I get a deal in, let's say I get a deal here to my bank. My bank can't do it, right? I can't do it. But I can send it elsewhere. Now, there's a lot out there that send it elsewhere, and maybe they get referral fees, maybe they don't, whatever. If they're doing the right thing, who really cares?
Correct.
Really. But there's also those who aren't doing the right thing, who aren't putting it through their banks, who aren't who are sending it to brokers potentially, or sending it to banks at higher rates or higher fees, right? In order to line their pockets, not doing the right thing for the businesses. And I think that this is going to be found out too, because like you said, right? And like we both believe, there are bad apples out there. There are, and this always happens. This happens across the board. I mean, think of PPP loans, think of everything, right? Where you've got those who have integrity. They are doing the right thing. I mean, I get people that come to me all the time. I'm sorry, they might be way better than a prime plus 2 and 3% variable rate. Okay. They don't know any better, because maybe they reach out via LinkedIn, or maybe they reach out via SBA Lender Match or something like that. They don't know better. So I'm doing the right thing and sending them where they belong. If they can get a freaking prime plus 1, they deserve to. That's the right thing. And yet the flip side of that is, I think there's people that are doing the opposite.
I think you're absolutely right. I think now here's the deal. I mean, yeah, they're going to get these reports. It's going to go to probably the small business committee, and we'll see what comes from it. But I definitely think, and Ray made a great point. I need 2 points. Okay, I remember the days when it was I need 1 point, and now we're at 2 points. So, are they going to put a cap on those? My crystal ball says yes. I genuinely think that. And if I had to throw a dart, I'll even look at my crystal ball again and say 1%. And I think that would keep an even playing field. And that's going to make, because there's lenders that'll maybe pay 2% or whatever the case out there. They're going to have to now perform. If they have a cap at 1%, they're going to have to perform, where before, a lot of people will increase their broker fee because they need the production, et cetera. I understand that. Like, it's a playing game, right? But I just, oh man, this is going to be good, really interesting. So
this for me, I just was, I've already put together like 3 different Tanya's tidbits or LinkedIn things for myself that I'm going to talk about this, because it really grabbed me. And there's so many rabbit holes you can go down with this, right? On what people are doing. But here's the bottom line with this, which is kind of a bummer, right? In my mind, it's kind of a bummer, is this wasn't or didn't come about because of all those good players out there. It didn't come about to those amazing brokers that we work with, or the amazing bankers, or the amazing banks, or any of those that are doing the right thing for the borrowers. It came about because of the freaking bad apples. And this is how it always works. There's people out there that do the wrong thing, and they screw it up for everybody else. And that's basically, I think, what's going on here. But anyway.
Well, I think we both sit back and eat our popcorn and watch the show and see what happens. I know that there's plenty of organizations like Nagel that will, obviously fight on our behalf. off. And it'll be interesting to see what outcome comes from it. But I just hope they don't go like too crazy. Like, no, you can only pay 0.5%. There, whoa, hello, like that. That would be kind of crazy.
Yes, because I mean, there is something to, and how far are they going to dig? Here's another thing that I was thinking about, Paul, on this. How far are they going to dig down? It's like, so you've got somebody that's helping them with their business plan. They're helping them with their business. Are they going to go all the way back and be like, oh, well, you're an agent, you're helping them with the business plan, and if there's defaults that come from people that have your business plan, what's that going to look like? Or the CPAs or the accountants, or dig deeper, man. I know I go down these rabbit holes.
You know what, Tanya? Because there's so many extra staff members at the SBA,
Yes.
and and we have our glorious Inspector General. Oh wait, we don't even have a flippin' Inspector General.
Wait, Inspector. It's an Inspector General. Inspector.
Inspector
General. Anyway.
It's gonna be a lot of talk. So I think it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So let's move on to our next one.
This is a biggie. Okay, let's move to the next. Go ahead. All right.
Here's you.
All right. SBA loans. Sometimes we need to remember what SBA loans do, right? And the job that they create in the jobs, or the people that create those jobs. And I don't know, are we going to put up, I don't know if we're going to put this up on, but Brett Keynes from Lumos had on his, which was amazing. And I love the details that they go into whenever they give these graphs as to how this works out. 17 million jobs. That's the power of lenders making small business loans supported by SBA programs since 2010. The top lenders by jobs supported, as this shows, right? It's different with the top that are actually getting the loans out there, this, that, and the other. That does not mean if they have more loans that they are producing, that they are actually producing more jobs. So this is breaking it down with that, which is amazing. And look at who's at the top. That doesn't surprise me. Does that surprise you? It doesn't surprise me. Our big banks, I mean, they're out there, but they're doing the ones that are actually supporting the vast majority of the jobs that are out there. Maybe not the vast majority of the loans, but the vast majority of the jobs. Anyway,
I think that's interesting because, when we do think of like, larger organizations, they probably do bank with larger institutions. Like that's just kind of the nature of the beast, right?
It is.
Chase is not a huge player, top of the list SBA, but man, they're sure coming to the table with 382,000 jobs created over 2010 through 24. That's darn right impressive. Huntington, Wells Fargo, U.S. Bank in that order, but really it's Chase, Huntington, and Wells Fargo above 300,000 jobs, and then there's this massive gap, and then it goes to U.S. Bank for 186.
And you want to hear something funny, Paul? You want to hear something funny with that? So, everybody out there's like, big bank be taking my money, this, that, and the other, but we are necessary. Banks are necessary. Did you know that I grew up in banking at Chase? Chase was my start in banking. Yeah. So from the big bank to the smaller bank. But anyway, yes, pros and cons on both, but keep going. Sorry.
And I look at, Live Oak Bank. They were the big dog in 24 and they've done a ton, but they're half of the amount the Chase did. So again, I thought it was extremely fascinating on these numbers. It'll be interesting to see how that grows over the years and if they remain that way.
And for anybody out there that doesn't think that this is an important program, and this program is when it comes to SBA, because these are not just jobs, right? These are families that are supported with this, because each freaking business that we help, each one has the employees. Those employees has families. So these are the jobs it's created. But if you think about the number, if you put their entire families and everybody that it supports, that's why we're here, guys. That's why we're here. Anyway.
That's right. Now it is the time everybody is waiting for. I will turn on my game show voice. We are going to play a game. It's game time on SBA Today. We are going to use Lumos Data 2024 Default Analysis White Paper. And you can, of course, go to their website, lumos.com, to get your copy, which I would strongly recommend you doing this on a serious note. And we are going to play a game, and these are not difficult questions, Tanya. Don't overthink it. Tanya has not seen the answers on these. And here we go.
He loves doing this to me.
I do.
He's like, Tanya, you're not allowed to look up the questions or the answers. I'm like, fine. So if I look like a jerk at the end of this, though, I'm getting
You won't. Okay. There are for the next three questions. Okay. There's one of three answers: bank, credit union, non-bank lender. Okay. Question number one. Which was the lowest annual default rate of SBA loans? Bank, credit union, or non-bank?
I would think a credit union on that one.
And the credit union's the winner. Woo! See?
Point.
Whoop, whoop. I thought that was very interesting. Very nice.
That makes sense to me.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Question number two. Which did the most 7A volume? Banks, credit unions, or non-bank lenders?
Banks.
The winner is banks. Very good. 90%. 90% of SBA volume was done by banks. Pretty impressive, actually. Number three. Which of the three takes the most risk? Banks, credit unions, non-bank lenders.
Oh, definitely non-bank lenders.
See, Tanya, you are 3 for 3. Now, historically, non-bank lenders have permitted higher credit risk than banks and credit unions. The analysis they investigated, whether it's riskier loans within 23 or 24, was generally the case. And the higher default rates as a result of non-banks are increasing in that participation in the program. I thought that was very interesting.
Actually, which we've already
that's right. Exactly.
These non-bank lenders and why we are where we are.
That's right. Now we're going to move on to 4 more questions. What percentage of SBA 7A loans were under $250,000?
Oh, I have to give a percent. Shoot.
You do.
Under 250. What percent under 250? I'm going to assume the vast majority. So I'm going to say 78.
The number is 80. Well done.
No freaking way.
Yeah, I told you weren't going to look stupid.
I swear to God, I did not look these up. That is awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was.
I'm feeling really good about myself.
You should. You should. I think that's very interesting. But actually, not surprising that 80% of the loans are under 250,000. Yep.
Not at all.
Next question. What percentage of loans are variable rate versus fixed rate?
Ooh. I'm an all variable rate gal here. So, but there's, 7A only or 504 and 7A? Everything after
7A only. 7A.
Okay, 7A only. A squirrel's looking at me. Squirrel? I am going to say 57.
Ooh, that's a little low. Okay. You should have used the same number as before, which is 80%. 80% variable. Yep.
All right.
80% variable. Yep. All right.
I got distracted.
Variable rates.
Just really quick. I got distracted because I have a squirrel.
By the squirrel?
Outside. So it's like squirrel? Squirrel? Anyway. Okay.
All right. Do variable rates have a higher default rate than fixed? This is a yes or no question.
I'm just going to say yes.
The answer is yes. But what's interesting, by only 1.23% difference.
What?
Right?
I
thought that was very interesting.
Way more.
Okay. See, aren't you glad I pulled this data out? And the last one. This is for everything. Tanya, you get. I'm not sure what you get. Whatever you'd like. If you get this one right,
send me something. I need
Ray, send her a hat or something.
I need a sweatshirt. I need something cool. Anyway, keep going.
Okay. Out of an SBA life of the loan, what year of the loan after booking has the highest default rate?
I'm going to say year 2.
You are amazing. You win a trip to Disneyland. It's second and third year is when they start to go. That's right. Dun, 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 dun.
I get so excited.
I want to thank Lumos for giving me the ammunition for this. When I saw that, I'm like, oh, this has got game show written all over it.
Oh my God. And I thought
so hopefully you enjoyed that.
Completely tank it and embarrass myself.
I knew you'd be fine. You're
here's
smart.
The funniest thing with that, because I wanted to mess with Paul a little bit back, so he has no idea. But I wrote down just one question, but it has nothing to do with business, because you guys know that I go to the personal and the business. Well, it does have to do with business, but meaning nothing to do with specific SBA or whatever. But I'm gonna make him think and come up with something, just because I want to mess with you a bit, Mister. Anyway,
okay.
So I had a conversation. Let's just say, I'm not gonna say when. That'll give it away, and I'm not gonna say if it was personal or business related. But have you, Paul, ever felt unseen? Now this is going to go deep, right? Felt unseen, and that what you bring to the table isn't recognized. And if so, and you can go into the personal or the business realm. If so, what did you do in that case?
Okay.
I know.
I
don't care.
Yeah, I mean, of course, who hasn't, right? I would say, oh, wow. Thank you. Yes. God, you got me on this one, Tanya. I mean, I'm trying to think of a specific. I mean, I know that I have professionally, personally in high school all the time. I think within our general work lives, I've been doing this now for 26 years. And within that 26 years, I mean, I've done a lot in my career, and in some institutions, some other institutions, not Keith, of course, that there was a lot of work that was put into a project, and then, either someone else takes the work, or just unrecognized, or just kind of, that's why I'm not with those organizations. So
exactly.
That's deep. This is your counseling moment by Tanya Mazurek.
Oh crap! People are used to that with me and my LinkedIn. I go to all different directions, so it's like, now I just had to mess with you a little bit. No, seriously. I mean, that's the same. It's because, when you go into those, I won't even go there, right? But when you go into those, I mean, that is when you take stock of your worth. And so, I just wanted to kind of bring it up. I think it's a good subject. Anyway, all right, guys. But regardless, now that I mess with him more so, we are here on Tuesday mornings, LinkedIn and or YouTube Live. Otherwise, any of the streaming platforms where you get your podcast. We would love to see you on our LinkedIn pages. Connect with us. Follow Paul and I. Send us your questions or what you'd like us to talk about, because we'd like to be relevant to what is important to you. And we will see you next Tuesday. So go be your big bad selves. And we think you're great. So peace out.
And we got a special guest next week, and I'm not going to tell you who it is, but it's a special guest, and it's going to be awesome. So stay tuned.
Yep. You'll like it.
See you later.
Guys.